of people are gonna die, man. A lot.
I got this. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh.
See, because I know, being back before I came into the truth, that's how my mentality was. Oh man, you know, I was in a path of, man, you know, I want to serve the Lord and I don't. But I would think, oh well, I need to fulfill this certain thing, so I'm gonna put it off, whatever it is, more days. But no, you can't have that mentality. Because having that mentality will get you caught up and destroyed. But that's the Lord has it that way, specifically for you 2/3. That's why you're unstable. You're an unfaithful, perverse generation. Lukewarm.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 6. And say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners.
See, the indignation, his indignation means righteous judgment. Because he's already told you, and if you don't know, that's why he has us out here, letting you know. We're telling you, we're his, we're the administration, so to speak, or the spokesman, the forerunners, letting you know, this is why we're telling you the things that we're telling you. Now judgment rests upon you. So what are you gonna do if you know judgment rests upon you? You have to repent and get right.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
It will be destroyed, man. That destruction. And that's the only thing that's gonna bring anybody into the truth anyways, is the fear of the Lord. Nothing else. That's why it's so repetitive. Even in my mind, I'm like, man, you know, what else can I speak about? You know, that's the spirit though, because that's what we're in a time of war, death. This is not life. This is not the life that you people think it is, man. All this is it's been fabricated. All this has been premeditated. Esau already knew what he was gonna do. When you wake up to the truth, you start seeing different subliminal messages. You start seeing certain symbols, what they represent. Look at Azteca. La Azteca has a pyramid around it. Going back to the Mayans, what were they doing over there? Worshipping the false gods? What else? Human sacrifices? They weren't right. That's not honorable. And a lot of you Latinos think that's honorable. It's not honorable. That's wickedness. Because they picked that up from who? The Egyptians, man. From their slave masters. A lot of this stuff in here in America is all set up to deceive you, to destroy you, man.
It says, and in that security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance.
Because this is a day of vengeance, man, a day of judgment. And if you watch the news and everything, you hear, you know, whatever tool you use to watch the news, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on that we've never thought in my mind when I was young happened. I would read it in the scriptures, but I didn't think that it was gonna be in this time. Now people still think you're in a book, in a fairy tale, in the beginning chapters. We're in the last chapters of this thing, man. We're in the beginning of sorrows.
This is the one thing in life, man, that you cannot walk away from.
Even if you do, it's still gonna move forward. You're still gonna get caught up in the tidal wave. You can't run. That's why I had the scripture held up real quick. It says Revelation 6 and 16 or 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll, then it is rolled together. When it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
But yeah, man, to just explain that you cannot hide from it. People are going to be asking, just well, it sounds like an ambush, you're going to be digging into hell, climbing into rocks, or going into rock. Well, actually, my chick just showed me off of Facebook a new, it's somewhere over there in Asia or China, somewhere over there, man. But off the coast of the continent is an underground, or is a undersea hotel.
Oh, okay.
It's a hotel though. They've made a new hotel underwater, made out of acrylic glass, and it's down there. It's made to be a resort, but it's under the water. And they were talking about having all these undersea military bases, but you cannot hide from that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even believe you could do that. Esau even goes out to the heavens, and he thinks he can escape the Most High by doing. That's stupider. That's even more dumb. To believe you can, I'm sorry, that's not a word, but
yeah,
you're actually going to him when you do that.
But that's one of Esau's his scheming ass ways. He thinks he can outsmart the elect and the Most High. The rest of you are buying it. Y'all think, oh well, it's cool. It's a new way. It's a new age, and we can go and on vacation and live underwater in the ocean, and we can look out and see all the sea creatures. No, man, that was designed for him to run from the wrath that's about to come. War, man. And the third world's war is going to consist of, it's going to be all spiritual. It's going to consist of the heavenly host. Just like whenever the Romans, they were at war against the apostles, spiritual things were happening. But the rest of the people didn't know it. They continued in their daily life. That's why one man came up to Yahawashi, hey, Lord, let me go and bury my father. He said, let the dead bury the dead. Because there was other greater things that were occurring in that time than just a funeral. So Esau, he knows. The rest of you people, y'all don't know that. There's something greater coming. You know? It's like this whole Jade Helm thing. Y'all think, oh, it's just an exercise. No, it's something something's gonna happen. They're preparing for something. Let's say nothing happens as far as like martial law. There's no threat to America. There's no biological warfare whatsoever a threat. And they go on their way, whatever. It's still a purpose. There's still a reason why it's being done. They're monitoring maybe they're monitoring the ways of a city, the terrain. They're building things. Maybe they're building things. As a matter of fact, what was it, last week? Yeah, it had to be last weekend or the week before that. I was at the Stripes right here on Bryant. We met with the brothers when they came down last time. I was putting gas, and I noticed one truck, you know, that haul, you can put stuff like trucks and stuff. It was hauling Humvees. It was 2 on each truck. There was 5 of them, and in each passenger was a Judite, a Negro, and then they had a driver. But they were heading towards Cristoval over there at 277. So whatever they're doing, why they need that stuff? What are they doing out there? You know?
And then they shut down Walmart over here.
Yeah, the Walmart over here was shut down too. That was Saturday morning.
Yep.
I tried to go in there and buy something, and they're like, sorry sir, we're closed due to electrical something problems. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, it's over here
burned
too,
off. I ain't gonna spend my time and, you know, fuck it, you know.
And it's fishy that it's both Walmarts. That's the case. They said the same thing to her when she tried to go inside.
Yeah, but you know, Esau, that's what he is. He's a schemer. He's a devil, man. Like going back to that whole thing, you know, anywhere you go across, even you can watch videos all over the world. There's different subliminal messages. These fallacies. Y'all don't even know that these things that go straight up in the air that represent a phallus. The things on the church, you got those high pinnacles that go high in the sky. That's a phallus, man. You don't know what all that represents. They got the glowing sun behind the image of the sun, or Mary, any apostle, whatever it is. That goes back to the sun god, man. Sun worshipers, man. Y'all don't know that. Y'all think it represents glory and whatever. No, it goes deeper than that. It goes back to Tammuz. It goes back to Nimrod. Those three individuals, the Trinity, which was Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. Those were the main heads that started pushing out wickedness, man, at an exceeding great rate.
Got this. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 63 and 62. Yea, and the spirit of Almighty Yahawah, which made all things, and searching out all hidden things and the secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions, and what you think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works.
He's exactly searched them out, man. You can't hide nothing from Yahawashi. He went down all the way to the smallest centimeter, millimeter, whatever one. You know? He's got everything. It's like nowadays you can go on you can buy computer programs and you can slow down a video to the smallest little point. You can get every little detail. That's all Yahawashi. You think that only men have the power to create things like that? Who do they get that from? The Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. He does all that, man. He can fast forward it. He can push it. Well, it gives you an example. I forget what king, but he prolonged his life. He ticked the clock back because he was gonna die at a certain time, and I forget what it was. I have to go back and read it. But he turned back the clock and let him live a little longer. So the Most High can fast forward or rewind things. It's up to him. You know?
It's like deja vu say too, man. We're not really 100% sure, but the brothers have they believe it to be that the Most High is almost like in a way he's recreating whatever it is, or he recreated something. It's like a glitch almost. It's almost like what they called it in the Matrix, a glitch in the system. But it's just an example that's an example of the Most High's power. He prolonged all the elect's life, that's for sure, and he's going to do it in the kingdom. And all the things that are going to happen in this time are even more examples. Especially in this time, man. He's gonna slow down that clock when you're receiving your judgment. It's like this brother. I remember he told me a dream, and it was beautiful because I could see that happening. It was about that man you told me about that was cut in half, or was hit by a tractor or something. You remember?
My dream?
Yeah, you remember? It was like you said he got cut up and everything, but he wasn't dying. He was dying, but you could see he was like enduring all that pain, you know. But that's how that's why, like, when these people, they go into or they break a bone today, man, that pain don't just end. It goes on and on and on.
It's pain. That's why when you go to the hospital, whatever it is, for whatever injury, they give you what? Painkillers. And you gotta constantly be taking them things because you're constantly feeling that pain. Throbbing. Well, people don't know this, but you can die from a bone injury. It's infected. Just from a bone injury. You think, oh, it just broke. No. Certain things, whatever, chemicals, I don't know how it gets that way. But it can get into your bone and your blood, and you're done, man.
Well, what's that?
It's like even with a tooth. You get an infection in your tooth, dead, die, if you don't catch it in time.
Well, I was just to say, there's a disease I think that diabetics have, but it'll happen to where they'll get a cut in their skin, but if you don't treat it, it can develop into something more serious. Like I knew this one old Jake, he has diabetes, but he had a scab right here on his leg, but it peeled away by itself, and he was wondering why it didn't ever heal. Well, it started oozing green ooze in like 3 days. So he took it to the doctor, and they said, had you came to us, and he was even saying, I don't want to go to the doctor. It's all right. It's fine. It'll be okay. Well, 3 days later, he goes to the doctor, and they said they had to amputate that leg, or that from his calf down, because he didn't get it taken care of the time, because it got into his bones. So yeah, I was just testifying that what the brother said was true.
You can develop gangrene.
That's what
you know. You can. There's many different forms of disease or infection that you can get.
That's where it goes into it. Like the scripture said, the sword does not just represent one thing. There's many swords, man. Some of them can be through diseases, physical diseases, biological weapon warfare that comes up, that gets on you. You know, all these things can kill you. You can die potentially from anything on the earth today. You can die from a crumb. It can choke you the wrong way. It's true. I noticed this when I was a kid. The Most High can do, I mean, look, there's some ways, man, in the scriptures, man, he talks about how, well, like Ananias and Sapphira, for example. They didn't touch him. Peter didn't touch him at all.
Yeah,
he said words, and they killed him.
The Most High just commanded the spirit to leave that body, and that was it. The body just fell.
Yep.
It is like people have brain aneurysms. I never looked into it, but it has something to do with the brain, and it just something triggers in there, and yeah, you're done. You don't exist anymore. It's just like an off and on switch in a way. Most I was just like, let's put this one out. That's it. It don't have to be a disease or, you know. But Esau, he wants to put everything on. It's a disease. It's this or that. You know, it goes deeper than that. It's actually demons, man. Let me get this real quick. This is Ezekiel 30:2. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, how ye, woe worth the day. For the day is near, even the day of the Lord is near, a cloudy day. It shall be the time of the heathen. And the sword shall come upon Egypt, and great pain shall be in Ethiopia. When the slain shall fall in Egypt, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundations shall be broken down. Ethiopia and Libya and Lydia and all the mingled people, and Cub and the men of the land that is in league shall fall with them by the sword. Thus saith the Lord, they also that uphold Egypt shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down. From the tower of Sion shall they fall in it by the sword, saith the Lord power.
Right, so it's talking about everybody. It's talking about the people that uphold this country, the mingled, the heathen within these people. They're all gonna catch that judgment. They're all gonna be in pain. That pain is you're gonna feel that. That's why, like, we talk about vibrations, man. You feel. That's why, slowly but surely, things are happening in America now. You got all these riots going on. You got all these people dying. You got all these black people dying unrighteously. You got Edomites getting fed up. So-called white men getting fed up. You know, you 2/3 are fed up, but you're also doing worse and worse. Because that vibration is rubbing off on these other countries and making its way over here to America. And that great pain is going to compass the entire earth. Like they said, that great day. What was the first part you read? It said the woe, or you said something here. The woe here, or be here, something like that.
Ezekiel 30:2. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, how will ye, woe worth the day.
Woe worth the day. That's the day that's going to be worth too. That's the great, glorious day of Yahawashi. He's going to prove his existence. He's going to prove all the scriptures true. He's going to fulfill every word and thought and intent that he had in his heart to put upon you people. Like it says, just like the last chapter of Psalms, it says that it says to execute vengeance upon the ungodly and the sinners, holding a two-edged sword in their hand. So that's what he's coming to do.
This is 2 Peter 3:12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahawah, wherein the heavens shall, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Well, because that's what's coming next. All right? The so-called white man is going to be put out of power. America is going to be destroyed. All the unfaithful will die. All the ungodly are going to die. Sinners, the wicked, the evil, all right, which is the majority of the world. There's an exact number for the righteous, though, and they're going to inherit the kingdom.